Christian Grey of the Valleys.
Mills, spelled Alecksmils for legal reasons, strode manfully around his desk and parked one thigh atop the walnut-veneered MFI workstation. "So," he said, his voice a lilting purr, a cross between Tom Jones, Bonnie Tyler and a dying chicken. "I assume you're here because you're interested in..." He paused to allow his eyes to drink me in. "The position." I could feel my inner goddess pulsating, like a jellyfish being hit with a shovel by a toddler. What was it about this man? His eyebrows, of course, his vampiric air, the way he smelled of smoked mackerel. It was all intoxicating, like a Dutch oven. "Your position," I replied, trying to stop my heart from bursting out of my chest like it all done in Alien and that. "Yes, I'm interested in an opening." Alex, spelt Aleks, slid off the desk and stood before me, imposing, the crotch of his George Bayazda trousers at the level of my face and showing signs of considerable strain, threatening to leave me with an eye patch for the rest of my life. "Would you like to see my red room of pain?" My inner goddess vomited in its own mouth a little bit. "Not as much as I'd like you to see my blue room of punishment," I replied, "for I am Lord Sugar. And Alex, you're fired, and not in a sexy way. Maybe now is a good time to ask the question on every avid viewer's lips, namely, who is shagging whom? I'm not a betting man, unlike Alex, who obviously looks like he's lost a bet, but I reckon in the white heat of hardcore corporate activity, there's more being exchanged than just business cards. Now, I have no doubt whatsoever that the intrepid bunch of candidates are fine, upstanding characters with solid moral fibre, and this is just a bit of fun, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just imagine some scenarios that are easy to picture going on in the Apprentice house, even though legally, I must stress this, they in no way are. Let's start with Kurt, a self-described alpha male whose talents involve getting numbers quite badly wrong and rolling his eyes. But who's he been rolling them at? Would Jazz, remember her, be interested in acquiring some of his smoothie business? No, of course not. She's a professional and so is he. So what about Miles? Now, some people would speculate that his slightly nasal voice might have come from a protracted bout of oral sex in which his septum was gently and lovingly crushed by the soft lip gloss smeared thighs of Leah. But they would of course be wrong in thinking that. But make no mistake, this man is ripped. And for legal reasons, when I say ripped, I am in no way whatsoever talking about anal fissures. Neil, whose stubble begins on his face and continues in the same way all over his body, including the head of his genitalia, I said that just for fun, it has no basis in fact whatsoever, could easily attract the attention of Francesca, were they not both professionals whose behaviour is beyond reproach. If it weren't beyond reproach, though, well, just imagine how the sparks would fly as Neil sprawled on top of her for upwards of 40 seconds, and then the two of them sank back to read a Terry Pratchett novel together. I can imagine Jordan interfering with himself furiously as he watches Jason, dressed as a French maid, dusting the boardroom table. But this is purely, in legal terms, a fanciful notion. But let's now get to the big hitter of the show. Alex. He says, "I'm an old head on young shoulders," but whose old head is he holding out for? There could only be one for a high flyer like Alex. A spoonful of sugar, I'm told, goes a long, long way, but only if he holds his breath at the end, right past the headboard. None of this was true. It's all lies, court appearances permitting. I will see you next time.